Hello and welcome to Competology Academy, and today we are going to discuss about the syllabus of JPSC Prelims. Specifically today the focus will be on JPSC Prelims syllabus, and here as we know that the JPSC Prelims syllabus is quite watertight and quite constrained, and there are well defined sections and well defined portion of syllabus from which the questions will be asked. So here what we will see that the first paper is of general studies. There will be two papers of general studies, general study 1, and thereafter there will be general studies paper 2, right? So here each paper will be of 200 marks, and there will be specific areas from which the questions will be asked, right? And the general studies paper 2, again it will be of 200 marks, and till date the JPSC has not made it clear that whether from the next time there will be negative marking or not, as it has been introduced in BPSC, Bihar Public Service Commission examinations. And we know that in the UPSC it is there in the examination since time immemorial, and the question paper shall be of multiple choice question, that is MCQ, objective type question. And here the general studies paper 1, which will be focused on whole of India. The syllabus will cover whole of Indian issues, international issues, current affairs, and various other things. And the first section, section A, is of history of India. Here specifically history of India will be the portion from which the questions will be asked, and total 15 questions will be there. 15 questions, and each question is of 2 marks. So weightage for the history portion is quite high, and you will find that around 30 marks, around not but exactly 30 marks questions will be asked from the history portion, right? Next is the bifurcation, the subdivision of the history itself. So here ancient India weightage will be of 5 questions, that is 10 marks. Thereafter medieval India, 5 questions, 10 marks. Modern India, 5 questions, 10 marks. So each portion of history, that is ancient, medieval, and modern, will have equal weightage of 5 questions. And if we go to the next section, that is section B, then here you will find that here specifically the questions in the prelims will be asked from geography of India. So the physical geography and the other natural geography part, like that of the world, and the conceptual part is not included in the prelims examination. It is included in the mains syllabus, and we will go through the mains syllabus later on. Today our focus is on the prelims syllabus, and here from the geography portion there will be 10 questions, right? There will be 10 questions of 20 marks. So here you can see that the geography is quite less, around two-third only of that of the history portion, right? And here the general geography of India will have 3 questions weightage, that is of 6 marks. Physical geography of India, again 3 questions, 6 marks. Economical geography, that is related to the industries and the other things, natural resources, etc., will be of 2 questions, that is 4 marks. Again social development and demographic geography, population development, etc., these things will be concerned of 2 questions, that is 4 marks only, right? So this is the division of geography portion. And if we come to the Indian polity and governance section, then again 10 questions, that is of 20 marks. And here constitution of India, that is of 4 questions, that is 8 marks. Constitution of India, preamble, fundamental rights, DPSP, passage of bills, laws, ordinary bill, constitutional amendment bill, all these kind of things will be concerned of 4 questions, that is 8 marks. Next is public administration and good governance. So here you can see that in the prelim syllabus overall, the GS, the whole GS syllabus of the mains has been included. Only difference we see here is that of that geography portion, where the physical geography of the world and the other things has been excluded, but the rest of the thing is as it is. Again, decentralization, that is panchayat and municipalities, two questions, that is of 4 marks. And here the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment act of India becomes very important. This was the local self government system, that is the decentralization of power in India, which was constitutionalized, right? So it becomes very very important. Next is the economic and sustainable development. Again, it is of 10 questions, that is 20 marks. And here the basic features of Indian economy, what kind of Indian economy is it, and how does it develop, 5 year plans and other things. How does we came to this stage that we are nowadays the fifth largest economy of the world from the date of independence, that is 15th August 1947. The whole history of economic development will also be the subject matter of the question, right? Next is sustainable development and economic issues. Sustainable development, satat vikas, ठीक है? How does we have to sustain the development which we are going through right now? So keep it as it is, growing and growing, ठीक है? Next is economic reforms and globalization. So this was a big issue, a turning point, a knee-jerk speed turning point, sudden changes in the Indian economic system that was introduced in 1992, and thereafter the complete scenario of Indian economy changed. Earlier we were growing with the Hindu rate of growth, that was the nomenclature given to the rate of growth that was there in Indian economy. And later on, after the globalization, that is LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and globalization, the whole developmental status of, whole growth status of the Indian economy changed considerably. And nowadays we see that there is a considerable rate of growth in the Indian economy, right? So here this portion will be of two questions, that is of 4 marks. Next is science and technology. Science and technology is a very important thing that brings about too much changes, too much development in our life, in our economy, in our world, in and around. The whole scenario gets changed with the science and technology. So it will be of quite importance. And here again the weightage is 15 questions more than the other sections and equivalent to the history portion, that is of 30 marks. And again here general science, that is biology, physics, chemistry, etc., the common sense and the basic sciences. So these questions will be of 12 marks weightage. 6 questions will be there from general science, thereafter agriculture and technology development. Again खाना सबको चाहिए तो एग्रीकल्चर भी पढ़ना जरूरी है, और एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन अगेन यहाँ पर रहेंगे, और ये क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे 6 क्वेश्चन, दैट इज of 12 marks. Total weightage will be of 12 marks. Then information and communication technology, 3 questions, that is of 6 marks. So again, if you are watching this video, then again it is being enabled, it is being facilitated by the ICT itself, information and communication technology. If you are using the mobile, if you are using the tab, laptop, whatever it is, if you are even doing the email, not the physical mail, so such kind of things are being enabled by the information and communication technology. And nowadays everything is linked with the information and communication technology, and it has its share, large chunk of share in our every walk of life, and that is why it becomes important, right? Next is Jharkhand special question. So here again 10 questions will be from Jharkhand specific syllabus, and already you people are going to have the syllabus of complete paper of Jharkhand, that is paper 2. So from there itself you will be in position to cover these things, and the book list and the other things we will discuss, because the preparation for the examination does not goes in silos that many of the students think, that first of all we will think about the prelims and thereafter we will go for the mains. So it does not work like that. If you don't have the conceptual clarity, then you will not be in position to answer the questions of prelims. And if you go for the conceptual clarity, then you have to prepare for the examination in accordance with the need of the mains examination. Then only you will be in position to understand the need of the conceptual questions, and you will be in position to answer the conceptual questions of prelims, and then only you can clear the prelims. And if you don't clear the prelims, then you will not have the ticket for the mains. So it is better to go for the holistic preparation of the examination, not in silos. अलग पहले ये कर लेंगे उसके बाद वो कर लेंगे, एक झोला ये ले ले एक झोला वो ले ले, वैसा नहीं चलता है. So you have to get the complete ration for the examination, that is prelims and mains, right? So here again the Jharkhand specific question can be easily answered from the paper 2 syllabus, whatever the study material you are going through for the paper 2. And thereafter national and international current events, 15 questions, and it is very dynamic, changing day by day, each and every day new information, new current events will be there. And for that matter, if you want to have the monthly holistic coverage of the current affairs, current events of national and international importance, then you can go through our current affairs magazine, which is available over there on our website and app every month in both Hindi and English language. In whichever language you are comfortable, you can get the PDF, download the PDF, take the printout or read the soft copy, whatever is your mode of study, whatever you like, it is your own choice. And you can go through the current events. It will enable you to answer these 15 questions quite easily, right? So this will be very beneficial for you. Next is general questions of miscellaneous nature not requiring subject specialization. But this is a myth, this is a trap. Subject specialization is not required. So here again 15 questions will be there from this portion, that is of 30 marks. And here look at the topics which may be there in this miscellaneous question: human rights, environmental protection, biodiversity and climate change, urbanization, sports, disaster management, poverty and unemployment, awards, thereafter United Nations and other international agencies. So all these things are specific things, you have to read about them, you have to know about them, and then only you will be in position to answer the questions. How come you know about the human rights? What kind of human rights are there? What kind of human rights you have to uphold? You don't have to infringe in the life of others. So if you don't have the knowledge of ethics, integrity and aptitude, then you will not be in position to answer these questions. So these things are bound to be read. It is just a myth that you don't need the subject specialization. So many of the people will say that sir, we can answer these questions through common sense. So but the common sense is not so common, my dear. So you have to keep these things in mind, right? So here it is the syllabus of prelims paper 1. Now come to the GS 2 of prelims, the general studies paper 2 of prelims. Again it will be of 200 marks. The time allotted will be 2 hours 120 minutes, and the paper will be of 100 objective type questions carrying 2 marks each, right? And here again the history of Jharkhand, 8 questions of 16 marks. And here one more thing is that each question from where it will be asked is provided here specifically, and you have to go through that. That is Munda administrative system, Nagvanshi administrative system, Padha Panchayat administrative system, Manjhi Pargana administrative system, Munda Manki administrative system, Doklo Sohar administrative system. So all these 6 type of tribal traditional administrative system will carry one question, that is 2 marks each. And thereafter the caste panchayat administrative system, rest of the administrative system will carry 2 questions, that is 4 marks. But here this is not a short syllabus. You will find that there are a number of caste panchayat system, a whole gamut of galaxy of caste panchayat system. Already you know that there are 33 notified tribes in Jharkhand, and thereafter many of the other tribal administrative systems are already functional in the state of Jharkhand. So if you go on to study these caste panchayat administrative system, then you will lose on the other portions. So don't run behind these two questions, just leave it. Negative marking hai nahi, you will just have to do the guesswork, and if you score then it's a benefit, otherwise leave it and focus on the other sections of the syllabus, because it will be more beneficial to study those things. The smart work is needed to clear the examination. You don't have to answer the all the questions. कंप्लीट पेपर जो है 100 क्वेश्चंस का वो आपको सिलेबस में जो मिलेगा पेपर में वो सॉल्व करने फ्रंट रनर, नॉट द 100% स्कोरर, राइट? सो दैट इज द थिंग. एंड नेक्स्ट section B is of movements in Jharkhand. So here 7 questions will be there from the movements in Jharkhand, and that will be of 14 marks, right? And Sadans of Jharkhand, that is one portion here, one question will be there. Tribals of Jharkhand, one question. Freedom fighters of Jharkhand, one question. Famous personalities of Jharkhand, two question. And movements of for the statehood and formation of the state of Jharkhand. So again, two questions. In total, 7 questions, and the weightage is quite equally distributed, more or less, right? Next is distinct identity of Jharkhand. Again, here 5 questions will be there from this. So I think the paper 2 syllabus is more exhaustive and more detailed, right? And here there are more topics in paper 2, but still the paper 2 is more scoring paper. You can score good marks in paper 2 than in paper 1. So keep this in mind, because the syllabus is quite watertight and these topics are very small, right? So social attributes of Jharkhand, one question. Cultural attributes, one question. Political attributes of Jharkhand, one question. Economic attributes of Jharkhand, one question. Religious diversity of Jharkhand, one question. Each of the 5 topic will carry one question, and the weightage will be 2 marks. In total, 10 marks from 5 questions will be there. Next is art and culture of Jharkhand and tribal culture, and it is a very interesting topic. If you want to study the art and culture of any region, then it is a very interesting topic. You come to know about the life and lifestyle and other attributes of any region if you want to study the art and culture of that particular region. So here, regional literature, one question. Traditional art and dance, one question. Regional music and musical instruments, one question. Tourist places, that is natural, archaeological, historical, religious, or whatever it is. Next is tribal caste and characteristics, one question. So one question from each of the 5 topics, 2 marks each, total 10 marks. Now literature and writers of Jharkhand, it is a bit difficult topic. There are huge number of literary work in the state of Jharkhand also, in different languages. You will find different writers in different languages and their creations, and the number is very large, and that is why from this section only there will be 5 questions, that is of 10 marks, 2 marks each, right? Next is important educational institutions, 3 question, that is of 6 marks, and it is a bit easy. Just you have to mug up the name and the location of the educational institution, on which subject matter, on which courses it is based, and other things. Next is sports of Jharkhand. So most of the students just know about Dhoni in terms of sports of Jharkhand, but there are various other renowned players, right? So you have to know about them, who is famous in archery, who is famous in hockey, who is famous in football, and other things, right? So here again there will be 5 questions from the sports personalities and sports of Jharkhand. Next is land related issue, the ghost, the biggest fear of all the students, that is Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act, NT Act, and Santhal Pargana Tenancy Act, that is SPT Act, and other state related acts. So here 5 question will be from CNT, 5 question will be from SPT. Focus on these two and leave the other state related laws, because there are large number of laws, land related laws in the state itself, apart from the CNT and SPT, and if you will run behind these two questions, then you will lose on other topics. So it is better to focus on the CNT and the SPT, and less, the rest should be left apart, right? So that is the thing, and here you can easily get 10 questions correct, that is of 20 marks. So it is better to go for the CNT and SPT. Next is history of economic development since 1947 and geography of Jharkhand. So geography of Jharkhand and history of economic development, it has been provided collectively, and that is why you will find that the questions from the economic development, history of economic development of Jharkhand since 1947 will be less in the paper. And why it is so? Because the state of Jharkhand came in the year 2000, that is 15th November 2000, and before that it was the part of state of Bihar. So you will have to study the history of economic development of Jharkhand since independence in two sections. That is from the independence 15th August 1947 to 15th November 2000, till the date of formation of Jharkhand as a separate state, and thereafter the history of economic development of the Jharkhand state as a separate state, right? Because before that it was a part of state of Bihar itself. So you only what you will find is different projects, industrial areas, and the other things. But in terms of economy, the separate data will be available only after the year 2000, and that is why there is not so much of the history of economic development of Jharkhand, so that you will get too much of questions. So these things should be kept in mind, right? But you will get large number of questions from geography of Jharkhand, because although Jharkhand in the political sense came into existence in the year 2000, but geographically it is there since time immemorable, since the existence of the earth itself. Geographically, the state of Jharkhand, the geographical area of Jharkhand was there, and that is why large number of questions can be uh, formed from the geography part of Jharkhand, and you will get too much of questions from that part, right? So focus should be on geography of Jharkhand. Next, industrial policy, displacement, resettlement, and other policies of Jharkhand. 6 questions. So how does the industrial policy of Jharkhand evolved from the date of formation of state? The first industrial policy was launched on 2000, in the year 2001. Thereafter, continuously new industrial policies of 2009, 16, 22, etc. came into existence, right? So if there will be industrial policy, then there will be industrial development, and if there will be industrial development, then the land will be required, and if the land will be acquired for the establishment of industries, then there will be displacement, because the land acquired will have to be converted to the industrial area. So the people who are living over there, they should be displaced. So there is a need to resettle those people who are displaced from those land, and that is why these things are in a single statement, right? Next is important industries, their location, and industrial development of Jharkhand. So it is a kind of repetition of this topic, and again there will be 5 questions. So if you will go through these two topics collectively, then it will be a better approach to prepare for the paper, and you will be in position to answer more and more number of questions, right? Next is important plans and sub plans of Jharkhand, that is for the welfare of Jharkhand, for the like social welfare, economic development, rural area development, social welfare of the people, etc. Right? So here these topics will cover 5 questions, that is of 2 marks. Next, forest management, biodiversity, and conservation in the state of Jharkhand. So here the state of Jharkhand is having a wide biodiversity range, very rich in biodiversity, right? And that is why here again it becomes important, because of the environmental degradation, environment and ecological problems, climate change, and other things. And since then, again you will find that the next topic is on the same matter, right? Environment related facts, climate change and their mitigation and adaptation in the state of Jharkhand. So it is not the concern of the state of Jharkhand only, but it is a matter of concern for the whole world, right? Since the Rio Earth Summit 1992, the climate change has become a big international issue, a big matter of concern for the whole world. Before that, the people were only concerned about the industrial development and economic development. But now they came to know, if we don't think about these two things, then this development is not going to be there for a long time. Long lasting effect will not be there, but its long lasting adverse effects will be there, right? And that is why it has become important to think about these things, and that is why you will find that the weightage is in total of 5 questions plus 7 questions, that is 12 questions, 24 marks. So this is the weightage. Next is disaster management in Jharkhand. So disaster management has become an important issue throughout India, and not only throughout India but throughout the world. Recently, you have seen that there was a huge disaster due to the earthquake in Turkey. Before that, the India has also witnessed too much of disasters: earthquake of Gujarat, cyclone of Odisha, tsunami waves, and all those things. And in that adverse situation, in that disastrous situation, it becomes very important to ensure the safety of life and livelihood of the people. And that is why it is better to prepare for the disaster, because you cannot stop the disaster, you cannot eradicate the disaster, but only thing is that you can prepare for it so that the losses could be minimized. And that is what here in the syllabus also. And this portion is of 5 questions, that is of 10 marks. Next is current issues of Jharkhand, 7 questions. For this portion you can go through our free Jharkhand current affairs test series, right? And the discussion of these test series will be available on our YouTube channel also. And here these test series are free of cost, nothing you have to pay. And thereafter, in the case of the examination will be nearby, then we will provide the compiled current affairs subject study material also. You can quite easily download it from our free resources section of our website, and there you can go through these current affairs matters. And those students who want to study, who want to prepare for the JPSC civil services examination, then they can register online also to our courses that is available on our website and our app. The description below have the link for the website and the app also. And those who just want the study material, they also can get the study material. This is the book compiled specifically for the prelims of examination of Jharkhand, as well as we have the whole subject covered, whole syllabus covered in each book of each topic, that is of polity, that is of history, that is of geography. So all the books are available also. You can go through the books, you can get the books in the book shops also, and you can order it to our website also, right? So these are the books, all 8 books of the GS subject matter, and thereafter the one book that is of prelims specific GS paper 2 subject also. So you can get all those things. Here we finish off the discussion of the syllabus of JPSC examination. For any further queries, for any further mentorship, or in any case you have any kind of confusion, you can comment us. You can also get in touch with us on our contact details that is provided in the description below. Thank you very much and have a nice day.